Hello everyone, my name is Dmitry Gerasimov, CIO of Cellframe and Dim Labs. Welcome to our AMA stream where we discuss the latest Cellframe news and answer your questions. Today's special stream is a year-end stream for 2022. Here are the topics we will cover. First is new developments from the past 2 weeks, then the year in review for all projects, the year in review for our company as a whole, and our plans for the future. Now let's start with the latest news, and first news block is about a newer version of Cellframe dashboard. We released the latest build of Cellframe dashboard. This release includes a working build for macOS, which you have been waiting for and which we have been working hard on for a long time. We defeated an epic evil bug that we have been fighting since the spring. Now it's ready, you can download it and try to use it. Our team worked for 2 months to stabilize the node on all systems and improve the synchronization of the network. So we are very happy to present you the Cellframe dashboard version 2.10-18 for Windows, Linux and macOS. Download and enjoy. It's ready. Moving on the staking side, we have added a new LP pair Cell version 2 BNB. That's pair with a new Cell token on PancakeSwap, and it differs from LP pairs that we present before. Just use it when you stake new Cell tokens just now. So you will see additional line on our staking site. And you use it. If you want to stake old LP pair, please select Cell V1. Sorry. Also, we are currently preparing V3 functionality for staking on Ethereum. Also, on the staking side, we have improved statistics section. We prefer perfect display of statistics by token. Now, general information on API is displayed regardless of whether or not wallets are connected. And as usual, we fixed several bugs. Everything as usual. Here I want to present you update of our roadmap. As I promised before, we now every stream will show our roadmap. Here you see we have shifted some for about a week, and I suppose we'll do another shift on the after New Year. I think we'll add some more time, maybe 5, maybe 10 days, but not more. Depends from how will development process begins after New Year holidays. You know. Anyway, we generally still in schedule. So you see, things are going on. They are processing well. So we still are on track. Next is now let's move from reviewing the past 2 weeks to reviewing the past year for our projects. And I will start from Cellframe Node. This year happens a lot of things in Cellframe Node. It became different software really. It's much more stable, much more user friendly. Have a lot of things already implemented. This year we started to create 2 new testnets, Melina and KLVPN Minkowski. This was in preparation for launch in the mainnet. We have been continuously doing testing on this network since their launch. We also implemented the Tone consensus and launched migration of Cell tokens to the native CF20 protocol. Most recently, we released a new type of secure wallet protected by a password. Just a new feature for current wallet management subsystem. Also for Cellframe Node, we went through an external audit of our code. We began development of the backend for the Cellframe DEX, decentralized exchange, on the native Cellframe protocol. Some of its functions are already present in Cellframe dashboard. You can try to test them. We launched staking mechanism for tokens on the CF20 protocol. Lock and sell tokens in our staking site allows users to receive rewards for providing liquidity. We successfully ported our node to macOS, stabilized it on the Mac operation system. Overall, in 2022, more than 365 builds were released. Huge numbers. Now let's review the Cellframe SDK project in 2022. Cellframe SDK, it's a framework. Based on this were built Cellframe nodes. So most of progress is crossing with Cellframe node. So on. We made a large amount of progress in the task of improving the stability of nodes. We worked and brought significantly the synchronization of Cellframe networks. We conducted both internal and external audits of our code. Our protocol resists an external attacker who attempted a double spend on our network. About this incident, I want to add some things. First, I want to calm you down. It was not Black Hat. I believe it was ethical hacker, White Hat, because he wasn't hidden. He just tried to spend some of his sellbacks, and they were huge. So he's part of our community. He holds a lot of cell tokens, and I believe he was just going to help us to improve our security. Anyway, we straight against this, and it's good to see when some such guys trying to help us to improve security. There were some interesting projects that implemented our SDK, such an international scientific project where it's been used in plasma sensor, in experimental fusion reactors, accelerators, and synchrotrons. Really, it's for me, it's most amazing integration, adoption of our SDK. Cannot imagine how it's possible, but it's possible. And Cellframe SDK works fine in the sensors, and I believe in next year we'll see it in production how it works in future fusion reactors, accelerators, and synchrotrons. Also, we built Cellframe SDK for Android and iOS. It's an important step for porting our other products based on Cellframe SDK on Android and iOS. We expanded the functionality of conditional transactions. It's now possible to use them to do native staking without need to use smart contracts. We also added decree mechanism for forkless updates and some more features that we were announcing during this year. Okay, the next project I will discuss is a Cellframe dashboard. We started working on the Cellframe DEX in the native CF20 protocol. We discovered a need for a simplified version of dashboard and built an MVP of the new application, which we call Cellframe Wallet. We integrated the node in the Cellframe system service for the Android build, and we are currently finishing work on building Cellframe Wallet for Android. Same steps, by the way, we'll use for iOS ports, so it's also coming. In dashboard, we also added password-protected wallet function to support same function we have built in Cellframe node. We created an Web3 API. For me, it's also a very important moment. The API is always expanding with new capabilities for building Web3 sites like our native single token staking, and it's a good example of how to build Web3 sites based on Cellframe. It's really amazing to see that usually we need only some front-end operations, some poor web development without smart contract programming, and that reduce a lot of costs for blockchain driven project launching on our platform. So it's a good example. Also, our team improved the dashboard UI, reworked the design, added a dark theme, animation, flexible scaling. We improved the speed of application. We added an internal mechanism to check updates. The total number of builds for 2022 was 117, and there were 8 releases. huge numbers again. Next project I will cover is KelVPN. Well, this is not a project of Cellframe team, is based on Cellframe, and the KelVPN team is part of Dim Labs. We have done a great deal of work on the KelVPN service this year. We did a lot to improve the interface in smart scaling that keeps the app size consistent on all screens. We also developed the so-called no CBD mode, which will allow future integration of KelVPN with the Cellframe dashboard and wallet along with other CF20 compatible wallets. The KelVPN team continues to work on building the multi-hop routing function. KelVPN app for macOS was released and we built the app tray. The total number of builds for 2022 was 90 and the number of releases was 3. Not so huge numbers, but also impressive. Okay, now let's talk more generally about what we have done as a company in the past year. We reworked our approach to deadlines and releases. We now publish work logs every 1 or 2 weeks to share our progress with the community. And every 3 weeks we do an AMA streams like this one. We are now talking more time between releases and try to release only complete, well-tested updates for our products. In working with our community, we have begun to be more open to input and work more closely with users. We opened a group for beta testers where we get feedback on our products. This year, we also launched our dev group and began working with the developer community. Financially, we restructured the work of our company to help us survive the crypto winter and be more diversified. Moments of crisis are the moments you find out the most about people. We now have a team that has been through one or more crises. Crises come and go, people remain. We are happy for everything good that happened to us and for the experience we gained. Experience is the most valuable resource, and our experience will be what allows us to finish everything that we have started. Difficult times always pass, and we are left with the most important thing, the things that make us strong: love, understanding, trust, and support. This year we developed as such as a fast pace as people and processes will did not always have time to catch up and find each other. Some things we did know that we should have done them yesterday, but now we know for sure that we need to already be thinking about tomorrow, today, and better not to think, but to do. Okay, now let's go to questions that you have sent us. And the first question, when do you plan to release the other LP position? For example, sell day or sell USDC, just after New Year holidays, nearest time. Not much to do for this position, so we'll present them soon, don't worry. Next question, is there going to be a way to single stake sell without downloading the dashboard? Sorry, no. Single token staking is only for native protocol, so you need to download dashboard or Cellframe wallet or any other CF20 wallet. No plans for single token staking on non-native protocols, sorry. Next question. Are you guys going to make Cellframe blockchain compatible with MetaMask and Trust wallet? Unfortunately, no. MetaMask, no for sure. Trust wallet, sorry, I'm not sure. It's ERC only Ethereum. It works only with Ethereum compatible protocols or not. As far as I remember, it could work with other protocols. If yes, it's possible to integrate. But if no, sorry, no, we are not Ethereum compatible blockchain. That's the main issue, to be compatible with MetaMask and others. Next question, why does not reinvested amount of cell get included in the TVL cell? Looks like an issue because it should be included. We'll forward it to our support team. Thank you for your report. Next question. What your vision for 2023? It will be a year when we'll complete everything that we have promised, including real service-based tokenomics, including full functional mainnet, including interoperability with other blockchains that we are planning on the second part on 2023, when will be ready smart contracts. And I believe it will be year of ecosystem grow. I want to see more projects in our ecosystem next year, and right now we are working with with two new teams that are running their own self-frame based projects. So that's how I see 2023 year. Next question, what's the next big thing to release? Next big thing, mainnet, and before mainnet will be self-frame wallet. So self-frame wallet and full functional mainnet, I think so. Okay, it was all the questions that you have sent me, and now let's see what's going on in our chat. Okay, going to our chat. Okay, Okay. Does will be any price impact if self-frame add more supply as discussed in tokenomics 2? Because supply will not be added at one moment, I don't think it will be a big impact. We are doing everything to exclude this impact at all. Happy New Year! Happy New Year, everyone! An exchange release soon. Sorry, cannot comment this question. Thank you for Mag build. You are welcome. I was waiting for Mag build, and I'm happy to have it. Dashboard worked great on macOS. Thank you. Great to see it. You are welcome. Okay, is there a way to change the releasement percent after the staking request is submitted? Right now there is no way to change this percent, but it's not locked inside smart contract, so possible to review it and make it able to change during time. I think it's possible. So after New Year holidays we'll review this moment again. About months ago we had a similar question, and I was discussing this with my team. They said that it's possible. First question, when DEX will be live on dashboard? Also playing it on January, just after holidays. Generally, as I remember, just exchange should work. It does not show candles and something like this, but generally it should work. When bridge available in both direction after full functional mainnet release. Third question, where come from rewards for the future P? It's included in Planet emission. If you read Tokenomics 2.0, you could see it has Planet rewards for Sell USDC, Sell Day, and other stable coins. So everything's Planet. Okay. Have a very nice post-quantum DG console. Have a wonderful year. Thank you. Thank you. After when we're over with this AMA session, we'll do small pause, and after this I will start to run my New Year mix. When will trading with a new contract be enabled? Trading is already present. Just it has not a big amount of liquidity, but it's present. Okay. Can we expect launch in 3 months? From current vision, you could see in our roadmap that we are planning in about middle of February, but it could go to the end of February or beginning of March. So yes, something around this. Anyway, please stay tuned and look on our AMA session where we'll be update our progress on roadmap. So it will not be surprise now. So if we'll have some shifts, you'll know same time on nearest AMA. It will not be we are waiting for 3 months and then 2 weeks before we have a few months shift. So we're doing everything to exclude such a way. Okay, what's the plan to get cell-frame adoption? Work with developers on the way to do it. And the partnerships on Horizon, yes, we are working on this. Okay. Hi boss, V1 still have too many holders that didn't migrate on V2. They won't migrate. What will happen? Will be good to add BC V2. Yes, we'll add some liquidity about holders that didn't migrate. Migration will not be limited in time. If we'll do airdrops or something like this, but I think we need just wait, nothing more. Okay, it was all the questions. Thank you for your time. Now, if you want to listen our my drum and bass mix, just wait some for after a short pause. I will return to you on the same stream. So with people who will continue to sit with us, I will not say goodbye. For everything else, for everybody else, goodbye. For everybody, for people who stay, just wait some time.
Fireword. It's your turn now.
Something's happening inside me. Our senses come alive. The chemistry is breathing. It's something that we're feeling. There's nowhere you can hide. It's gonna get louder. We're gonna get stronger. Gonna feel better. You can't tame this energy inside. I gotta reach higher. I wanna burn like a fire. Gotta move faster. You can't tame this energy inside. This energy inside. You can't tame this energy inside. Perpetual emotion. It's just a ripple in the ocean. Our shadow in the night changes. We're making for the better. We're going through together. There's nowhere you can hide. It's gonna get louder. We're gonna get stronger. Gonna feel better. You can't tell this energy inside.
So that's all for today. I wonder you liked this mix. Thank you for all your patience, thank you for all your attention. Goodbye, see you next year. We are Cell, we are here.